Hi, my friends. I got to show you something. This is hilarious. They actually have Google has a top um, links and websites that they do not want you to see. Okay, and yeah, see here's it's they have the top. It's actually is 400 sites. Yeah, 400 Google doesn't want you to visit. So what's funny about this is some of the key people that I really enjoy are actually on here. That's what's hilarious because they're truthers. You know what I mean? And so anyway, so I'm gonna go there. Here we have in the YouTube even section. Luckily, I'm not on there because the subscribers low. I think it takes two things. One, you got to tell the truth, and also you have to have a huge subscriber count. And then Google kind of comes says, "Hey, wait a minute, what's happening? We're gonna have to shut this mouth up." Anyway, it's called. So anyway, you got to check it out. It's anyway. So what we have here, let's see if we recognize some of these names. Some I know off the bat. You know what's funny? We don't see any Mandela Effect channels on here. That's what blows my mind. I really, like I said, these those who are like Brian or some of the others. You just don't see them. Oh, okay. Here, Gregory, right here. I'm gonna show you this. Gregory, right here. Gregory, he's the stock guy, and I track him because, man, he knows this game. He knows, and he's complaining about how they're trying to destroy the middle class. He's talked about the new world order. He's talking about all these things, but I don't know where he sits with God because I've talked to him briefly through comments about it, and he actually said get in touch with him through what's up or the what app, right? Well, anyway, he said contact him in other ways. Well, anyway, he's got great guy. I mean, he knows the bull crap because that's the thing I was thinking about this. If when I used to day trade, back in 2008, 2009, and made a lot of money day trading, and a lot of the people on the forum board, they were well aware. If you ever played stock in the stock market, you know how the manipulation, because that's what drives this world, the currency, the current. Anyway, so we read right through in there, and I didn't realize the spiritual aspect of it, though, how much was trickery. I knew that the man and Ladykind were trickery, but I did not realize that this was a spiritual thing so strong. I realized that when I was playing the stock market and the S&P 500 hit 666, yeah, 666 in an intraday and then turned around back in the 2009. You look it up; it's even on the news. I said, "Oh, you got to be kidding!" And then I thought, "That's odd. Can you believe I wasn't spiritually awake when I saw that? Even though I just thought." Because everybody said for months it's going to hit 666 and turn around. I thought, God, oh yeah, right. When they came all the way down, this hit 666, turned them out immediately, and I thought, no, that's just because everybody put a number, put a meaning behind the evil number. I probably thought, oh, that if it's going to stop somewhere, why not just put it there, right? I never realized it was actually a spiritual thing. You kidding me? Wow. See how quickly we can always look at flesh, men in thought, that their behaviors, which they do influence these things. But I know the spiritual world has so much influence, right? Beast system, all these other things. Okay. Well, I started going about that. Want to show you real quick. So great. If you ever want to know about stock stuff, do this. And I'm telling you what, I am really tight on funds, but I tell you what, I've actually been live my dream again because, like I said, I used to be a day trader even when I was in the computer field. I had all these models and algorithms and tracking the stock market. I actually guessed one time, not guessed, actually calculated the open and close of the Dow Jones Industrial Average within 1 penny because they were using algorithms to um, manage the stocks. I'm not kidding you. They'll use computers. Those guys standing around the booths. It's hilarious. They're puppets too. They just stand there. They're making no orders, executions. It's all computer controlled, my friends. It is all computer, and actually, we should say spiritually controlled, even on top of those computers. It can blow your mind, right? But it's all real. So, they always stand there. They say, "Well, what's happening?" Also, there's all these guys standing on these booths like they're actually executing orders. Oh, that's been a game for years. They're just actors now, just like everybody else, just like you newscasters are. Okay. Now, I've done really well. Now, I'm not. I got. I'm not. I've had like a 70% return already within the last week and a half. Been shorting the tops. Got in trouble because I went after the VIX. VIX is one instrument. I've been shorting the tops, and I'm really good at day trading. But I can get trapped if I'm not careful because I get impatient and things like this. I did go long in a couple long situations because I want to be a perma bear bull. I'm getting really nervous that we're gonna have a bear market soon. Now, what I think, no, don't listen to my advice, because so what I'm looking for is another couple of days of pullback possibly here, but then you back off if you're short in this market because they're going to want to run that thing steady during the holiday to New Year's because nobody wants to be worrying about the stock market when they're on vacation. Even all the investors and all the big boys, the big brokerage houses. So they'll tend to try to hold it steady. Okay. So if this market's going to come down, it should do it this week, not next week. You might have maybe next week, Monday or Tuesday maximum. And they're going to level it off because they don't want people also sitting around Christmas going, hey man, the economy's working. Now, I know they like to abuse us and beat us to the system, but you got to realize they also like to, the up and down, create as much waves as they can. Create up waves and down waves. You know what I mean? And, they kind of let people like recycle a bit and then they pound them again, right? So, and there's an old saying, Wall Street: if you can't scare them out, you wear them out. Well, guess who did that to me? Oh my goodness! At first, the B system, not mention whose name, tried to scare me out. Man, we're gonna scare you out of this thing, Kirk. I'm gonna send everything you have to make you fear. And that's why I can't fear. So now that I'm no longer fear because God's with the Lord, the angels, and all this, I have no fear, right? I don't tempt them, but I have no fear. Now we're at the wearing out stage. They try to wear me down. I'm not kidding you. And they'll try the B system and who, Stinky Butt. They'll try to wear you down by having people waste your time. Playing a game on the phone, or have somebody steal something from you, or not only that, having some demons working at your work, just trying to waste your time, or wear you out, or just keep attacking you until you want to give in and fold up your tent. We used to also have a saying that in Wall Street, day traders, you might as well you fold it up like a lawn chair because some guys are like, man, I had to get out of there because they were chasing me so hard with my money and everything. And so I folded up like a lawn chair. But anyway, you gotta laugh at this, okay? Now, also, okay, so we got Gregory this. I'm sorry about this. Ron Paul Liberty Report. Well, I don't know. That's politics. Anyway. Oh, wait, no, Gibson. I thought that was Michelle Gibson. You gotta check her channel out. Greg Hunter. Oh, a call for an uprising, man. He is great. I don't know if you watch his channel. He's a strong, hard Christian. He talks about, he's a straight in the face truth. He talks about the B system, about how it's been planned for decades. He said, it's time for it. So he's a good guy. So, but he's not fully awake. And what I mean by awake is, yes, he's a good Christian. Yes, he knows the Lord authority. Yes, he knows about God. Yes, all these things. Yes, he knows the deceptions. But he doesn't realize that it's deeper, that the rabbit hole is deeper than that. That you gotta know these things. And if you really want to know the truth, you gotta know what we're living in. I've got more information about that. About the system we're under. I talked about we being a computer simulation. All these things. All these things. I also want to talk about how colors go on to infinity and how that's impossible. How is that possible, infinity, for you to look through infinity of colors that hasn't really been talked about? Just going to talk about how can you actually travel through time if there's an infinite amount of points between point A and B. And then and I don't know if you're feeling, it's called Planck stepping or Planck time, like frames in a movie. I don't want to get too much detail on that, but I want to do a lot about simulation, stuff like that. Like I said, that does not mean there's not a God, does not mean the Lord's not real, does not mean these things. It just makes us understand that this thing is amazing. We're living in the most amazing, I don't know what to call this thing yet, So anyway, I'll talk more about that later. Let's stay focused here, Kirk. I'm going to stay focused. A call for an uprising. Okay. Call for, by the way, what I just did, no, you don't want to go around talking yourself, but internal dialogue is one sign that you're not an NPC, human prison bar, HPP. I'm talking about other things. So, and actually they'll think you're crazy, so don't go around saying, hey, I actually had an officer one time say, hey, You ever talk to yourself, Kirk? Because you know what I mean. He's like trying to tempt this demon, like, uh, why would you be asking me? That's none of your business. Who cares? Move on your way, right? So yeah, they try to dig dirt on you. So if you actually have a turn of dialogue, it means it's your thoughts, your creator, you're creating them, not being plugged in like a radio antenna. And I want to talk about that more because I think that I've come to the realization that it is true that we're kind of like a radio antenna of a two-way street. That I've received things through the Holy Spirit, through things, here and there. And also had the Lord talk to me directly when I'm off path. He's actually has talked to me directly. Okay, and so we're receiving, but also I think we're also senders, and that's a part we're not sending enough. So they got control of this entire system because they're receiving future information through their predictive programming, and they're also trying to modify and send that message out to force it. So we got to put a block in those frequencies through that reality to make it full, to do our part. Now, we're still trying to figure this out, and retrocausality, things like this. I'm sure God's going to give us direction, and our Creator is going to give us more of what we need to do. The 144,000. What part do we play in this thing, and how do we use what we do? Are we here to also fight that spiritual warfare through these other means that they're using against stuff? Is that the battle, or are we kind of different? Things like this. But I've also learned more about the 144,000. That it's just amazing. I don't know how much you know about it. I dug deeper into Scripture, and supposedly, I don't know that we'll be able to that we won't. Eventually, we won't die. I mean that we'll be attacked, and the demon will fall to our right and our left. That God and the Lord will give us that power and that strength to not be uh, martyred, right? But maybe we do. I don't know. So I'm not going to answer those questions because I just don't know all the details. But what else we got here? That's about most of it. So if you have a chance to check through this, there's something else I want to add. Okay, sorry about that. Um, what else did I want to tell you about this? Is blowing my mind because I'm all over the place. But there's so much. I'm so much. I could spend. I just don't have the time. I could spend hours broadcasting just information I'm thinking and reading about all the time. Just more about this, the Jabba Jabberoo. Boy, we got a lot of information about how that was already pre-planned and all these other things. So, anyway, what else? I'm sorry. Well, maybe I'll have to do another video because you're busy. I'll try to keep these short. Because I hate when people start to ramble and just stay on topic. I know I'm going to say, well, I forgot to mention this, about to mention that. Yeah, we have full moon coming up again. Always keep an eyeball because you know how those evil suckers like to make change and modification. But like I said, we're around Christmas time, so we'll see what happens. I don't expect a whole lot, and we'll see how things go with that. What else do we got here? Let's see. Well, that's about it. Maybe I'll do another video if I have a chance. So let me stop this. And God bless you, remember? Have no fear, and we have won this thing. We just got to keep doing our part. Come with joy, come with smile, and man, this is just a huge divine comedy because we're on the right side. Painful, painful. And all right, so anyway, God bless y'all, and I love y'all. Okay. Let's see. Now I got to figure out how to stop this thing. You get me? Oh, I'm drawing all over my thing. All right.